Isn't he a beauty? This is LeBron, and I have had him for 12 years. I fostered him and his 3 litter mates as teeny tiny kittens, still on formula, and I've had him ever since. This cat, he has it good. He's safe. Oh, okay, bye then. He's loved, he's got food, he's got the run of the place, and he owns me. But that's not the case for countless feral cats in the city of Los Angeles. So many cats and kittens live a tenuous life on the streets or in colonies that number in the dozens or more. They're hungry, unhealthy, fearful. I'm Trisha Helfer, and I'm a cat mom of, shall we say, several. And I'm a crazy cat lady, as many who know me have called me. And it pains me to consider this very real crisis. But there is an army of supporters out there helping homeless cats. Not paid professionals, just ordinary people. And you can call them crazy cat ladies, if by crazy you mean uber passionate. They're on the front lines, and they're on it, but they have a gargantuan task ahead of them.
There's an estimated 3 million feral cats in Los Angeles. They breed really, really quickly. One pair of cats and their offspring can have something like 70,000 kittens in within 10 years, just like that.
If you leave them outside, they're gonna multiply. Let's just say 4 kittens. So 2 become 6, 6 become 24, 24 become 200, 200 become 2,000. It's like a pyramid, right?
Kittens, which that's a real problem. You can have 4 or 5 cats turn into 50, but you've got to spay and neuter.
In Los Angeles, the population's continually growing because the city can't do anything about the problem because of the TNR injunction.
Injunction? People who work at a city buildings or people who receive any type of funding from local government can participate in TNR.
TNR, which is trap, neuter. It's either trap, neuter, return or trap, neuter, release. But you often return them to the same place that you found them.
We're hitting, I believe, year 9, where no city funds or city employees legally can participate in trap, neuter, return. Private citizens, we can.
Let's do it. Okay, we're off.
There is nothing illegal about a private citizen learning how to use a trap humanely, trapping a cat, getting them to a clinic, and getting them fixed.
So it's left to individuals and organizations that aren't affiliated with the government to basically try and put out small fires.
We are like the fire department. We're sitting there and we'll get a call randomly. Hi, we don't have cats or anything, and there is a mother cat with her kittens in our backyard.
So I actually opened my store here last year in September. It's a clothing store. And I come at 10 in the morning to open the store, and I noticed 2 cats just hanging underneath the dumpster. And then when I found the kittens, that's when I realized, okay, something has to be done because the kittens are so young and they can't continue to make kittens endlessly. And I called Drew, and Drew was like, okay, let's save the cats. And I did notice that he was very young, and I honestly have no idea how he's handling all that at 16, 17.
So there's 3 cats here or 2 adults?
I only see 2.
That's the mom and the dad, right?
Yeah. Well, at first I thought they were girl cats. I mean, like sisters, but they've made kittens, so they are a boy and a girl cat. Whoops.
I am Drew, and I'm a crazy cat lady. So I'm gonna set a trap for mom and dad. If there's a kitten, I'll grab it, but I'm almost 17. I started fostering kittens when I still lived in Northern California. I was 12 or so. Then TNR, which kind of picked up and was even more passionate about than fostering, maybe. It's been about almost 3 years now.
TNR is the only humane solution for outdoor community cats. So what we do is we go out and we trap the cats in humane box traps. We bring them to the clinic, we get them fixed, vaccinated, defleed, dewormed, any medical care that they need. And then we return them back to their colony, which
may not sound great, but that's where they're happiest. I almost think she's pregnant again. So she'll be spayed tomorrow, and then she'll be brought back here. And hopefully we get her husbands too, so they can live out their days together without making any more babies.
You're just gonna grab them?
Yeah. He was just standing right there, so I just grabbed him. I've always loved like all animals, always. I remember I used to just spend like the whole day on the beach, like finding like all the critters and fish and stuff. So this is for when the kittens come out again. I really enjoy doing photography, writing a bit, biology, nature. I don't sleep a lot. I should get more sleep, but I don't sleep much, so that's probably how I get my schoolwork done. Good one. We're halfway done. We got 1 adult and 2 babies. I'll come back the next day or in a couple of days if we don't get the rest of them, because sometimes you've kind of scared them so much that they're just not gonna come out. They need to rest. Okay. So they're pretty far under there, but there's a crawl space on the other side, so I may have to go under them. Hey, do you get access to that wall? I'd crawl under there, except the dad's under there, and I don't want to like freak him out too much if we can still trap him. Or I could jump in.
Can you? Okay. You got it?
I've been trying to figure out like why I feel the need to like help others and like animals especially. Well, this is what my therapist told me. This is kind of, I think this is bullshit, or maybe it's right. Maybe I felt like at some point I wasn't like cared for enough, so like I feel the need to like care for. Like I've put like human needs on like animals basically. But I don't know. I think I just like cats, but I don't think it goes that deep. During school, I trap maybe twice a week and usually go out for like a whole night. Well, this is trapping, not fostering. Fostering is kind of an everyday thing because they're in my house like twice a day, 3 times a day, taking care of them, cleaning up after them. Unfortunately, this is kind of my parents' like storage room.
Hi, baby. Oh, you made such a mess. You knocked over your food.
Sometimes I won't know about them because I'll just kind of stash them in like a bathroom. Oops. The other week I put a pregnant dog in my older sister's bathroom. She's off to college and nobody ever knew because no one goes in there. So it worked out. Oh, you're little. You're like 4 weeks. He's pretty. So, thankfully we got their mom, because if you don't, the cycle will just continue, and in a couple months you'll have more kittens that need to be rescued. I'll get you guys set up later. Okay. And then, here's the other other family is over here. So, I have one really mean feral mom in here. Gotta watch out. She'll just start like attacking me. I have to wear long sleeve pants in here.
Hi, Hallie.
So the mom, her name is Hallie, and then these are her berries. I thought that was funny. Okay, let's count. Okay. Rhiannon, and this is Gypsy. Math is not my strong suit. There's a berry litter. Oh. 26, I think. I only take as many as I can properly take care of.
Clean out your eyes, baby.
Because I can't overwhelm myself, because then it ends up hurting the cats.
I know. Okay, you're done. You're done. Go play.
They sleep with me every night. I mean, they're very nice cats, but preferably I'd like them to have homes of their own. It would be great if we weren't supporting this endless breeding of kittens, most of which suffer and die, and it's not an easy life, so I don't think we need more by any means. We need less cats. So if you feed them, you gotta fix them. That's how I see it. It's nothing better than a lap full of kittens.
I have great passion for basketball. I enjoy it so much. I think it's the greatest sport. I started when I was like 5 years old. My mom worked at a rec center or a Jewish center in Flushing, New York. And then I played at Queens College, where I started out even as a freshman. I was drafted the #1 draft pick of the New Jersey Gems in the first Women's Pro League, the WBL, Women's Basketball League. And then I played pro in Israel. And then a new league started, the WABA, the second U.S. Women's Pro League. And I played for the Atlanta Comets. I'm a former pro basketball player, and now I'm a crazy cat lady.
I have to feed my kitties because I don't have much time. This is good food. They get the no grain food.
I've rescued probably hundreds of cats. That's my community service and passion. I think I started around 20 years ago. I lived in Woodland Hills in a condo complex, and the maintenance man came to the front door, knock, knock, one day and said, "Donna, there's these little kittens that are being born by the pool, and they're falling into the pool and drowning." And I ran out to the pool, and we trapped the mommy and brought them all and put them in a room. And that's when I started. And we fed mommy, and mommy nursed the cute little kittens, and they got a home. We put them up for adoption. We fixed mommy, and we let her back in the complex because people feed.
Come on, Haiku and Greta. Isn't she adorable? They're both really cute. And here's Prince. That Prince is Prince's brother. He has a thyroid. Oh, Haiku just hid under the covers. She's afraid of people. Oh, jeez. I don't want to know. Don't, sweetheart. We'd rather that you eat. Okay, just eat. You need to eat. Look how skinny. They're a little skinny.
The new word for pets, the PC word, is companion animals. Instead of owners, instead of like we own them like a TV, they're living. They're sentient beings, cats.
It's filtered water, by the way.
We're guardians. They have rights, the companion animals, and we have responsibilities as their guardians to take care of them.
Jeez, I should have done this before. I'm really pressed for time now.
Indoor cats that are companion animals, they live an average of 16 to 20 years. However, outdoor cats, feral cats, they only survive about 4 to 7 years. They live a hard life. I feed the cats down the street, the ones that I TNR'd. As long as cats have a source of food and shelter, then you can return them there. Or sometimes relocate them, take them away. But it's not that easy to find a place to relocate feral cats. This is Bozo. Bozo! Hi, sweetie. That Bozo knows his name, isn't he? Bozy. Oh, he's saying hello. Hi, Bozy. Kissy. Kissy. Oh, no. He's a real lover, and I think he appreciates that I saved him. We think he was hit in the face with a car, and he was terrible. And he had broken his jaw. Yeah, he's a sneaker boy. He sneaks out sometimes. I have a yard in the back, and we put up the kitty fencing. He climbed that fencing, the netting. He was able to climb it. And he's gotten on the roof, and I've seen him make like about a 15-foot jump from our roof to the neighbor's roof. It's like this beautiful arc. Like Mommy, he's a good jumper. Right, Bozo? He's a great jumper, he's a great athlete. It's fantastic. Yeah, I love him.
Rescue was founded a couple of years ago, and it started with a couple of small Chihuahuas. And now we have about 70 cats, and we have about 30 dogs. We had last year about 170 adoptions, and those are all animals that most likely would have been dead if it wasn't for us.
Adigil World Conservation. Yeah, every letter is an animal. You know, so that's AGWC. I supported many organizations throughout the time. I was involved with Last Chance for Animals. I saved 1,250 monkeys in Israel. Nice looking, huh? I was involved with Sea Shepherd, anti-whaling. Immediately. Move away from our ship. You see, this place has about 100 animals in it, but the air is pretty fresh, right? So you see, we put on the roof exhaust fan. I'm going to turn one on here. It opens those louvers and it sucks the air out. Now, because I'm a little whiz, I programmed these smart switches, so when this thing turns on, the air conditioning for this area turns off. When I turn this thing off, you know, now the air conditioning will come back on, which, you know, saves us energy. We have cats rooms here, we have cats in this room, and we have cats in this room, so we can just go to one. I mean, you can see that we do the best we can in order to make this thing more like what they would expect at home. You go to the city shelter, they will be in stainless steel boxes. I don't think that helps them a lot emotionally. So when the atmosphere is like a home, then the dogs, the cats, or any animal feel a lot better.
So these are all the adult cats. Usually kittens, they go straight into a home. If we don't find them a home, then eventually they will come into a bigger room with other cats. We keep the kittens separate in different rooms. In another room we have 2 litters where we have the moms and the babies together, but we don't mix the litters. You have to touch the mom first, otherwise she gets aggressive.
If they come here with a little cardboard box and they are 1, 2, 3 days old kittens, 1, 2, 3 babies, and here's 1 baby. What we do is we don't mix them with other kittens. Even if we have a nursing mom, we do not give these to the mom, because we don't know what these kittens brought with them. So we keep them separate. I know that we have the knowledge and the ability to actually make them into kittens and cats later on.
Oftentimes bottle babies are just brought to our rescue, and since the shelter doesn't have people who can always bottle feed them here, they look for rescues who can take them and give them the care that they need. Oh my goodness! Look how little they are. They were dumped somewhere. They were dumped somewhere in a bucket by a trash can. Thank God some people found them, because if they don't eat every 2 hours, they die, and so they would have never made it.
Are the eyes open?
No.
No? They are probably less than 10 days old.
They should have still stayed with the mom.
This is what we use. Goat milk. You know, I'm vegan. I don't buy it for myself. But those are little tigers. So what can I do? It's the first time that I think this kitten is eating from a bottle. So you see what I do? I'm just helping a little bit. See, they're not used to it yet. Okay. Now this one. Okay, here we go. I don't really have names for them yet, but they just got here. First they need to eat, then they need to get names. So the 2 white ones I got. Here, Cody, he loves it. He's great with them. He really is. He thinks that he's a mama cat. He does. You know, some people think that being feral goes from generation to generation to generation, and it's in their DNA, but it's not really true. These are going to be bottle baby. They're not going to be afraid of people. Okay, for now. They're going to be like the most loving kittens to humans, because I'm their mom now.
Trap. We're here to trap the cats for our spay neuter. Dos gatos.
Sí, pero no speak English.
It's also Esmeralda.
Esmeralda, yo sé, Esmeralda.
She's coming. So, but we're going to.
I am Latina, and I do live in a community with people with different immigration status, and they're very fearful of anyone coming in. They're immediately defensive, or they don't open the door because they're so scared.
Mucho.
Mi patrón tiene miedo porque no sabe si le van a demandar porque tiene gatos, pero.
We're currently TNRing at a really big colony in Parthenia, and the tenant of the house, he speaks very limited English.
Son 2 casas de gatos, no una sola casa de gatos.
Sí.
2 casas de gatos.
Y el cat come en otra casa.
Apparently this man had been asking for help, and he was just brushed aside, saying like, oh no, it's something you have to do on your own. And he's like, I know nothing. I don't speak the language. Who am I gonna go to? Who am I gonna turn to? All these places that offer help don't have anyone that represents me. When we went, I remember he was so grateful, not just that someone was actually coming to help him, but that it was someone that he felt comfortable with, that he wasn't gonna feel judged. The second I started to speak Spanish to him, he just kind of like, relief. Although Spanish was my first language growing up, I think in English, and like I have, like if someone's speaking to me in Spanish, it's like a translation in English. But it's really important to me to not lose my Spanish for the communities that I interact with.
He can eat if you want. You can feed him.
It's mine.
I know, he's your baby.
Okay. Voy a hacer algo allá y le cierran cuando se vayan.
Okay.
Sí, voy a este me lo voy a llevar para que no me lo vayan a perder.
Okay.
Está bien loco. Está chornado.
So I can put some traps over there while you put some traps here. And that way, hopefully.
Like, honestly, all the ones I've seen except 2 look like females, so I'm like, okay, it's time. Okay, guys, you're ready. I know. You're ready.
Some of them, I just pick them up and put them.
Yeah, you like this one. Here, go.
Whenever people ask me, white cats, like, you can be helping so many others, white cats. There's a lot of parallels with the immigrant community. Cats are here, just like immigrants are here. Cats are at the mercy of people in power. Immigrants are at the mercy of people in power. Always that uneasiness of looking over their shoulder, not feeling safe, hiding in the shadows.
Go in the traps.
Coming out for like a few seconds at a time to see if things are safe or not.
Watch this.
All of that is in the immigrant community as well.
There you go.
We try to make these communities understand, like, you can ask for help, you have rights, but they hear so much rhetoric that says the opposite, that I feel it's so important to go to these communities and say, you are deserving of help, and all these amazing little beings are too. Let me help you help them better.
So the injunction started after LA City Animal Services tried to implement this like citywide cat program that would target community cats, get them fixed, which we'd be in a much better place right now if that had happened. But instead, a bird protection organization sued LA City.
The Audubon Society think that you need to catch them, get them to the shelter, and then kill them, because they say that cats eat birds.
But by not doing TNR, the population of cats grows. So doesn't that result in more bird deaths? Trap and kill does not work. That causes moms to end up having bigger litters of kittens because there's a less likelihood of their litter surviving. So it produces bigger litters, which produces more cats.
Well, I can sympathize with the fact that cats eat birds. We kill them for food. I mean, it's the same exact thing. I mean, is a chicken not a bird? Just because it doesn't look like a parrot? Because if I had a chicken here that was beautiful and was my pet chicken, nobody would come here and say, oh, you know what, let's barbecue the chicken. No, because the chicken would have had a name, Joey or whatever. So Joey is not a chicken sandwich, right? But if you don't give them a name and they're not pets, then they are. That's how it is.
So now there's an injunction and nothing's being done. More cats are breeding, more cats are dying, and more birds are dying.
Let's fix cats. They're breeding out of control, whether it's someone's pet cat or it's a homeless cat. Let's just do what we can to fix cats. I think the biggest hurdle is going to be service providers. Like our group, we've already fixed 721 cats in 7 months. If we had to pay for the medical care just $25 per cat, that's just under $19,000 we would have to come up with. How could anyone afford to take these cats to a vet? And a lot of vets won't even deal with the cat that's in a trap.
2 pounds 6 ounces, the female. Does she have a name?
The foster calls her Pinky Pescadero.
Okay, I'll just call her Pinky.
That cat has been deemed Mr. Mustache or Mr. Monopoly.
Okay, so we're gonna do Mr. Monopoly.
This is a lot of money. I don't think people understand. They think that if they rescue them off the street, that they've done their part, but they don't even know what comes along.
There you go, little kitty.
You have an office exam of $60. You have a leukemia test that's probably close to $60, $70. You've got some vaccines, let's say they're $20 a piece. You got maybe a fecal test. If they have ringworm, you have to test them for ringworm, another $60, $70 there. That's assuming it's perfectly healthy, there's no problems.
Good job, man. Take a look at your eyes.
If there's a problem, you gotta get the medicine to treat them. It's hot. For a cat, you're trying to just release back to the wild.
He still looks like a little alien. He's so cute. I love him. His face looks like a little alien.
The clinics are key. I think you could get more people involved in this, but you gotta have somewhere to go. Unfortunately, in Los Angeles, you can bring up a map. It's a big city, and there's less than 5 locations, less than 3 that I'm even aware of that will fix a feral cat in a trap.
Fix Nation is a wonderful place, and if you have an appointment with them, you can take cats that are feral and get them actually fixed, get vaccinations, defleed for free.
Fix Nation is about TNR, trap, neuter, return. And what is preventing people from doing it? It's the cost of fixing a cat. And no matter how much you love kitties, you may be able to fix 1 or 2 of your own cats, but when you see 20 cats behind Home Depot, you can't really afford them. My late husband and I decided we're gonna raise the funds, so this is not a reason for them not to help the cats. We started actually our volunteer program in 1999. We would go into a veterinary clinic that was closed on a Sunday, and we would set up. And that was great to, fix 150 cats once a month, but how are you gonna hit that $1 million to $3 million guesstimate they have here in LA unless you really do it full-time and with paid staff? We have 6 technicians in the back to support the 2 veterinarians. And then my front end is 4 of us. All the admin, the checking in, out, reservations.
So every cat has a number. Make sure the cat gets identified. When I get the files, it tells me whether it's a kitten or it's got a medical alert. So I get all the medications and the numbers ready. And with a clip with the number of the cat. This number is going to get placed on their forehead. Make sure the cat gets identified and the file follows them all the way through, and we're being spay and neuter the right cat. Some cats, feral cats, what we do, we tip the ear. Feral cats, tame cats, we place a red sticker. Make sure we don't tip a tame cat.
They cut the tip of, I think, their right ear off, so if you ever trap them again, they're fixed. Let them go.
He's gonna feel a good sting. Just gotta wait. Because they're feral, they're really sensitive to touch and sensitive to noise. You start to see you start seeing the effects when their eyes start to get dilated and you start to drop. And usually they're much quicker. The absorption of the drug is much faster. So, feral, make noise, see how they are. Here's your first kid. You always scan first. These ones, they want us to give them microchips. The reason for that, if we send them back out, the county or the city, or they have a scanner to just release them instead of just taking them into the shelter. So it's underneath the skin. It's like a little rice flake, you could say. That's how big it is. Don't forget the penicillin. Everybody gets a penicillin shot. 2 pounds, 14 ounces. Time, 8:50. See if it's okay, still alive. Next stage.
Right here, I'm just putting the mask on. It's a little light, so I'm gonna leave the mask on for a little bit. That way, it goes a little bit deeper before I start doing anything. Before I do the ear tip or shave. Make sure it's a male, has testicles, and then just start prepping the area for surgery. Neuter ready. All right, make sure you ear tip.
For the feral cats, our program is free, And if we need to do something extra, like remove an eye or amputate a tail, there's no charge for that. Whatever we can, we will do. Our main mission is the homeless cats.
So this is post-op. So what happens here is that when the cat gets here, I hook him up to fluids. The information will come right here in this paper, and the reversal will come with it. And what I do is I give a shot right on the butt. It wakes up the cat, and then if it needs any other types of vaccines, I give it to the cat, wait until it wakes up, and then I take it back to its carrier.
We don't get any government funding at all for the feral cats. Right now in the injunction, the shelter cannot even tell people that they could come to us. They can't have any literature of ours. They cannot tell them anything. They just have to accept the animal. There's no one that does what we do in the volume that we do it. We fix up to 100 cats a day. We teach people how to trap. They trap them the night before, they get them in, we fix them, they stay over one more night, and then they are released the next day. We started with 6 cats a long time ago, and we've now fixed over, I think, 180,000 cats.
The free spay-neuter appointments are so limited. I mean, it's a 2-month wait. Why aren't we funding spay-neuter clinics all over Los Angeles and making it easy for people to dig in and do the work? Because it's getting worse, and nothing's going to discourage people from doing TNR more than not being able to fix a cat.
I think I feed somewhere about 16, 20 cats. You're never sure, because I try to feed when it's still daylight, and they come out generally at night. I go through a lot of that food, a whole, like 25 pounds, I'd say every 2 weeks or so.
I fell chasing a cat. One of my rescue cats went in a neighbor's yard, and when I made the turn, I slipped in this mud puddle and fell, broke the top of my humerus. Unfortunately, it connects to a lot of, I guess, tendons, ligaments. Cats are good. We got the 3 waters, the 3 foods, and now this would be nice for the kitties to sleep on. I'm going to see if there's a non-moving vehicle. I had played 1 season for the WABA. Unfortunately, that league died after only 1 season. And then I hoped and prayed there would be a WNBA, and I wish it would have been soon. It took 12 years for the WNBA to start. I was a full-time teacher originally, and I decided to keep training for the WNBA. I trained 2 to 3 hours a day. So I was training, and I said, in order to train, I have to be a substitute teacher because I don't have time with the 2 or 3 hours of training a day. So now I substitute taught starting 1985. And I've been substitute teaching for LA Unified School District all the way to today, which is hard to believe. There's a couple of schools that I go to, and I feed and water the cats. I ran into the principal once, and he was like kind of yelling at me to not feed. So I have to do this really fast. It's like the in and out. Thank God the gate's open. Isn't that cool? All right. God, this is nerve-wracking. Okay. Everything's about speed. I've been a teacher for over 30 years. When I mentioned I'm retiring soon, this male principal, he said something to me. I couldn't believe it. Like, you don't want to mess up your retirement, do you? He's threatening me over feeding cats, over doing community service. It's really mean. I'd like to get into something else because I want to retire from the teaching. Maybe even coaching. I couldn't coach in the past because I always want to run out on the court and play. I don't see anybody, which is good. I left the car, I'm good. I get frustrated. I just want to run out there and do it myself. Good, we got out. Yeah, we did it. Okay.
Now this one, when they're sleeping, the eye gets sticky and stuck. See, it helped the eye open. The Home Depot industrial one, actually better than the hair dryer. You see, because it has temperature control on it. So you can set it up to really low, so you don't overdo it. If you don't dry them, they can get so cold, their body temperature can drop and they can die. It's still hot inside there, but as long as it's like this, it's fine. Okay, this one would be okay. We're going to feed these little monsters. Because I have two white ones, which are a little bit harder to tell apart, I normally feed the two white ones first, so I don't skip a white one by mistake. One is Jenny and one is Snowball. Wait. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Wait, here you go. Once they get into like 250, 300 grams, they can actually stay the entire night without being fed, you know, because they have enough body fat and all that. It doesn't want it anymore. Okay, enough. Where's the other white? Here. No, 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 no. Here you go. Here you go. In this age, they probably should eat every 2 hours. So you understand what my night is gonna be tonight? Later on, it can go into like 3 hours. I almost thought that this one is from a different litter because she or he, I think it's a she, is so much bigger than the other cats. Chowder is eating. I don't even know if it's a boy or girl, so. But look what happened. When they're full, they can barely move. Now look at the tail. You see the tail is almost like a fuel gauge. Half full, 3/4. You see? Like a little fuel gauge in a car. Do you see that? Full. I had one dog in Israel. I can't remember, maybe I was 10. So I grew up with that dog, but I still have pictures from prior to that, me playing with Mitzi, which was a neighbor's cat. And then the two dogs across the street. There were two Cocker Spaniel. So I would go outside to see Larry and Penny. Pit bulls are the best dogs. Yeah, I loved animals all the time, all my life. I'm missing a black. Maybe he's under the bed. See a black cat here? I'm looking for a black tuxedo cat. That's the one that likes to take a bath. I was thinking about it yesterday, actually. Oh, you know, why is it? I feel the need to help the one that cannot help themselves. Either people or animals or whatever, you know, anybody on this planet that needs help. If I'm capable of helping, you know, I'll provide the help. I built a fence up high, maybe 16 feet, because we have coyotes right here on the other side. And then I put a net so the birds will not come down and take the cats. The hawks are too little for that, but an owl can take a cat. That's in my genes, I think. I think it came from my father. My father always wanted to help. But for him, it wasn't really animals, you know. If a neighbor needed help with plumbing or whatever, my father would get his toolbox and would go there and would just go and help them. I used to do it when I was 10. I was like the neighborhood little electrician. I mean, seriously. The neighbor would call me because when they have some electrical problem and an outlet did not work or whatever, I would actually go and help them and replace the outlet. That's what I would do. But I wasn't involved in helping animals in Israel.
But I was young, you know, when you're out of high school or going to the military and all that stuff, you don't have the means to do that, really. I mean, that's how I felt.
This is Joey, 181. Hopefully, they don't have any really bad disease in them that we don't know. If I had to bet right now on this, these 5, being the weight that they have a good chance for all 5 of them to survive.
When we first went to Parthenia colony, we did like a head count, but colonies are like icebergs. We only see the tip of it. Whatever we're counting, triple it. There's always a lot more. So when we first went, we counted like 15, 18 cats. We're up to 46 cats there.
Oh my goodness, no fighting. We're close to finishing up closing the colony. We've TNR'd all the adults already. The last adult that we needed a TNR here, we caught her yesterday. And we discovered that there's a new batch of kitties. And we just hope and pray to the universe that there'll be someone to foster. And it's so hard to find, especially at the peak of kitten season. Everyone's full.
We trapped together. We started together. A lot of people say that once you're, like it's like the mob, like the mafia, like once you're in animal rescue, like there's no getting out. We kid ourselves all the time. We're like, we're gonna take a break. We were supposed to actually go on a vacation this summer.
Yeah.
To just kind of.
The Parthenia happened.
The Parthenia happened, and we're like, no, this is more important.
A lot of cats that are very trap savvy, they won't go in a box trap. And for kittens, they're too light. They won't like trigger the plate anyway, so the drop trap is the way to go. They always swarm underneath to eat, and once they're all in there, we drop the
Very
trap
much
on
like
them.
a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Just gonna pull the string. Hopefully they'll be underneath and we'll get a few of them at a time.
We decided to name this colony the Avengers Colony because there's just so many cats. And we've named him Nick Fury because he has a missing eye. He's the boss of the entire colony. He has to inspect everything, approve of everything.
I was born in Mexico, the oldest of 4. Both my mom and my dad emigrated here when I was very, very young. I was brought here when I was 3 years old, so this is all I know. I've never gone back to Mexico, so this is my country. I grew up very poor, and like sometimes at home, there wasn't food. School time was haven, not just because I'm a nerd and I love school and I love learning, but at least in school, you know, you have a meal. My dad was actually deported when I was starting UCLA. My mom doesn't work. My brothers were very young. So I decided to take time off from school, move them in with me, get a bigger apartment, and make sure that I provided them with the stability that I've never had throughout my life. I think I did okay. I think I raised them right.
Right, Nick? You're advocating for us, vouching for us. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. I know they seem scary right now, but it's good. They're good people. You have to finish the colony. Make sure all of them are TNR'd, all the kittens are placed in fosters or rescues. If not, you walk away from a colony without finishing it. You're gonna come back in a few months and these will grow up to be adults. They'll start reproducing and then starting square one again.
There's another cat over there. See, I have the eyes.
Dude, I didn't see cats like this, man. The motherfuckers
They're so cute when they're little. You don't want to do anything, you know?
Yeah.
But it's getting ridiculous. I got like 12 of them in the back. We have more stray cats in the back than the homeless on the street. Caesar, pick up your mail, dude.
Alright, let's see. So you didn't feed, right?
Nope, 2 days. They've
Good.
been, and the kittens. You're gonna take the kittens also?
Oh yeah. They're pretty old.
You gotta get those 2 old ones and the short tail.
Eric, go inside. They hate your voice.
Those 2 females and the short tail, the blonde with the short tail. He comes in every 3 months, does his shit and goes.
Please, they're all scared of you. They already got one of them, yeah.
It's so cute.
That is my favorite one.
He is so cute. Look at him.
I'm tempted to keep them.
Alright, let me get some traps.
Okay.
And a carrier here.
Should I bring food out? That way they'll come running?
I've got tuna.
Okay, they'll come running.
Yeah.
It's okay, boo-boo. You'll be okay. You will be okay, okay? I was worried about you. It was my ex-wife. She's the one who encouraged me to do it. She's also a cat lover. Nothing's gonna happen to you. I promise you. Relax, little. It's okay. It's okay.
I am currently planning to go to college. Not sure where. But then I had the idea, what if I foster bottle baby kittens, which are just like immobile tiny kittens that I could just keep in like a little enclosure under my dorm room bed. Of course, I've given more thought into this than I've thought about actually where I'm going to college.
There's one up front, the tail is this
Eric,
big.
go, please. They hate your voice. Go away.
Shut up, man. I'm not leaving my backyard.
Do it for the cats.
The cats.
I have to put up with you at work.
There should be a law against this shit.
I have a couple avenues. I could be a veterinarian, or I could just say F it and go to photography school. That would be cool, but I don't know how far that would get me in life. I literally have stress nightmares of corporate offices. No like shame to anyone who works in an office, but I can't imagine spending my whole life saving up for something like retirement. Just retire and do nothing and not be passionate about what you're doing. Like that sounds like hell to me. Tricky bastard. It's because we're here. We'll set the traps and back off.
We need to keep the feral population under control. And to do that, that means trap, neuter, return. And the city used to do that. But since the injunction, the city can't even discuss feral cats. So they get taken to the shelters. And the shelters just keep filling up. And everyone assumes that that's okay because Los Angeles has a no-kill policy. But what they don't understand is that kittens under 8 weeks old, kittens just starting their life, they don't qualify. There's a slogan, adopt, don't shop. And I use it. It's wonderful and it's right. But unfortunately, the numbers are not going down fast enough. Last year, LA Animal Services shelters euthanized over 3,700 cats and kittens. That's more than 10 every single day. You know, there are so many stray cats in Los Angeles that to home them all, we have to send them to other areas of the country.
It really surprised me when we started getting involved in transport. I'm thinking, well, where in the world would you transport cats? There must be 1 million cats everywhere. I contacted my friend who headed up the Santa Fe Humane Society, and she says, oh yeah, we could take 40 cats a month. And I'm going, what are you talking about? And then I talked to my friend who volunteered in Seattle, and she said, we only have 1 cat. I go, how is this possible? We have a relationship here with the ASPCA has a program. They pull cats out of the county shelter, and when the kitties are ready, they bring them here and we vet them. We do the surgeries on Wednesday, and then on Friday, they're actually flown out to the Pacific Northwest. We're transporting 35 cats a week.
I think it's great for some of these kitties to have that opportunity. I just think we should be ashamed of ourselves that we have to ship animals to other cities who have done what we should be doing here.
Everyone's friendly, they just make some noise. What got me started fostering was a student that I tutor. She lives right in front of the house where there's hoarding going on. So she was worried about them because she said sometimes they come over and they're sick. So we were able to start the trapping process. When we brought them back, we had them together and they were still hiding a lot.
Okay.
They were still so shy
Right.
that it's probably best to separate them because that way they form their own little personalities and and they'll have to come out of their shells more. So he's been doing better over the past week after I took her over to the other foster's home.
She is hiding right now because we kind of frightened her.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay, okay, it's all right. It'll take her probably like half an evening to get comfortable, and then she'll be. And she loves other cats. Oh, hi, Lovey. Okay, 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 okay. It's okay. You're safe. It's all right. Oh. Yeah, you can see she's already relaxing. So she's joining another cat in your house?
Sir Reggie.
How old is Sir Reggie?
I want to say he's going to be 3.
Oh, okay, so he's still, they'll be really good playmates. Because she's had a really fun time playing with my cat. And she's super chill.
I told Reggie he was going to meet you.
He's definitely making progress, but he's still got a ways to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, learning more about fostering helped me to see, okay, I can help out. I can do something too to help these cats. And it feels good to raise them and send them off, you know, and know that they'll have a good experience. Are you a good boy?
The kitty that I had before, Gracie, she got cancer and you know, it was difficult, but
of course.
Yeah. We needed some time, but I think we're ready now to, you know, bring another little family member into our house.
You busy today? Who's busy today? I know, so was I. What did you do today? Oh, I went to yoga, and I taught a yoga class. What'd you think? Yeah.
They were saved from kaparot. Kaparot is a Jewish tradition which is one of the rituals is to take a live chicken and turn that live chicken above your head, and once you're done with this, you go and you slaughter the chicken. You cut it with a knife. It will remove your sins from the last year. It's not popular anymore, that tradition. So the rabbi had 2 or 3 left, and then he gave me these 2. Okay.
As they grow, they don't need to be in the incubator anymore. They need a bigger space. So I put one of those metal crates. The 5 musketeers, they're big cats now.
You see how they eat? And they're gonna walk in it. They're gonna put their feet in it. the Siamese, people love Siamese. That was snowballed because it was white when it first came and then changed the color. I did not know, so it's not really so much of a snowball. She was Chowder.
Chowder?
Yeah, because she looked like the dog Chowder with the black and this and the spot here. But I don't know if it's not really a girl's name. So
they grow even bigger here in that crate. Once they get to be maybe a pound or so, maybe a pound and a half, Then they go to rock and rescue. So I formed at AGWC 2009, I believe, and I think it was actually approved by 2010. And I knew that I was getting out of my video production or TV and movies and all that stuff here in Los Angeles, and I'm about probably to sell the company. So I wanted to prepare myself for something after that. So I took $6 million out of the sale of the company that I got then, and then I put it as the initial funds for AGWC, so I would have money to operate it. Then it ended up that I spent more than that, but that's fine. What do I need, you see? These shirts are like 19 bucks at Target. They're nice though. I'd rather have this building stay there forever as a rescue, and if I can leave enough money once I'm somewhere else, and there's a foundation that has enough resources to sustain itself, it can sustain the rescue. Now I have 150, probably 150 animals that I take care of. If I count every animal in the house, on the hill, including the chicken and all the animals at the rescue, roughly 150. Originally, this building was built in 1966. It was a high-end furniture store. You won't believe how difficult it is to do what they call change of use. You have a furniture store originally, now you make it into a kennel. That's being considered a kennel. And a kennel should not be in a C1. C1 is like commercial. So we have established that we could do this thing here. I just have two applications that I need to send. Notice of exemption, see? To get a permit to run a kennel on Ventura Boulevard. One is for a cat kennel and a dog kennel.
There's an electrical cable under the water.
There's an electrical fire that's going on.
Okay, let's go. Where?
It's like an electrical fire.
Where was the fire? You saw flame?
Smoking.
I was maybe fortunate to grow up in Israel because bullying in school is not being tolerated. Get rid of everything down there, please. Okay, can you get all this stuff? Please. I was a little guy and the other guys were bigger than I, so it would have been easier for them to bully me. And I don't remember being bullied that much, maybe a little bit. So as I grew older, I resent being bullied. For example, here there's a rescue that I put a lot of effort. Here's the problem. These two iron nuts here, they're our team. And when I apply for a permit as a dog shop, well, there are no more dog shops in the city of Los Angeles. So now I'm falling into, or this rescue falls into a kennel. Let's see if I can figure out where they go. A different department of the city want to shut me down because of zoning. So I said, I'm going to fight back on the zoning. So I called them up. I said, I'm going to bring tomorrow about 100 animals right here to the West Valley shelter, and I'm going to give them all back to you. I said, no, we don't want you to do that. So I got a change of use certificate a couple of days ago, which was approved by the city after 4 years of fighting with it. I'm missing a tool here. I resent when you're being bullied.
Okay, so let's just start lining them up. With
take them back?
Yeah, just take them and put them down on the... Alright, they're ready to be home. The guy found another litter of kittens last night that are younger, and I can't take younger kittens right now, so I'm gonna set him up. He's gonna foster them until we transfer them to a rescue. Oh my goodness, that giant belly. Most of the cats I rescue get transferred to other rescues. I work a lot with San Diego, because they actually have the city helping with TNR for the ferals, so they have much fewer kittens, so I'm always happy to supply them. Yeah, so if you can foster them until we can get them their vaccinations.
Okay.
And then we can put them on the transport down to San Diego.
Okay. As long as they're going to be...
They'll be adopted. Feral cats stand zero chance at pretty much any shelter, but especially LA shelters, because they can't be adopted into a home because they're feral. So what's left to do except euthanize them?
So we're going in the bathroom where I rescued these 2 kittens. They're approximately 6-month-old. And my friend, she feeds a cat in this park, and she saw 2 kittens appear one day magically. Is this a beautiful kitty? He was living in a tree because there's coyotes at this park. He's adorable. He's gonna go to a rescue group, or hopefully he'll get a home. Anyway. But his sister, she's shy. It took 2 or 3 weeks till she finally went in the trap. One of the ways to pick up a kitty, you scruff them in the back of the neck, because that's what mommy would do. It makes them relax. I scruff to see she just acts like she won't move. Could still kiss her. When you have a kitty, you need to touch them when they're young so that they're not afraid of people and they're not afraid of hands. You know. But he likes it. She's still scared, but even feral cats can come around. It took 12 years for the WNBA to start. I was ready for them, but unfortunately, I don't think they were ready for me because I was 38 years old. I had trained on my own. And I think it's just sad that the WNBA didn't take me. I didn't get I never got, drafted. That's the big thing. If you're drafted, you're on a team. I know. So, they didn't draft me, and they didn't draft me because I wasn't a Kodak All-American. That's why. Anybody who was a Kodak All-American, they got drafted. All right, so this might have contributed also to the fact that I wasn't pushed by my coach for the accolades, because things were going on that were not right. At Queens College, when we went to an away game one time, the team was away, and very cold, I remember. And we're at a motel, and at 10 o'clock at night, I got a call from the coach to come to her room where she was alone. And I said, but it's 10 o'clock at night, and I'm in my pajamas. She said, that's fine. That's fine. And so I put my basketball shoes on, and I had my pajamas on, and I put my big winter coat on because it's freezing. And I went to her room, and rather than talk about the playing or what does she want, I don't know. I thought she was going to talk about some strategy or something. I don't know. It was really odd because she wanted me to sit on the bed, I think, and take off my coat, and I didn't want to take off my coat. I'm shy, and I had some sense that there's something odd about this whole thing. Why am I alone, and why am I, it's late at night. Why am I in the coach's room by myself? And without getting into details, I just knew something was not right. And I said, I really would like to go back to my room. And I did. And I think there was something going on in there. It wasn't about basketball. And at some point, I tried to tell the sports information director, and he didn't believe it. And the thing is that my coach, I actually went in her office at the end of my senior year when she was supposed to fill out forms and recommend me. I saw my name, Donna Sims, on a Kodak All-American form, the recommendation form, to put in my recommendation. I saw it in the garbage pail next to her desk. And I never knew that was so important. that was an accolade I really deserved. I mean, I earned it. And everything was about her. I trained really hard for basketball. I trained 12 years, and she really did stifle my career. And I felt I really, really wanted to play. And I felt so bad. I just felt so. It does take some time and some petting, and love, and eventually they trust you. They learn to trust you. But I guess you would lose trust too if someone dumped you in a park, especially with coyotes, right? Right, babies.
Today we can make 450, 500 pounds today of cat food. 500 pounds of last month. This chicken and liver, eggs, taurine, fish oil, and nori, or that seaweed thing. Now it goes from here into small containers, and then we'll freeze this small container. Although it was frozen before, once we freeze it, it helps get rid of bacteria, if there's any still there. We can use meat that could not be sold to anybody from the store. It's environmental, it's also cost. But we take precaution not to actually give bad meat to our animals. Look, the carnivores, it's actually very healthy for these little tigers. Cats can eat raw food. We, people, cannot eat this thing because we are really not meat eaters. Meat eaters can put a fork in this thing and eat it.
Some of those bottle babies are here now. We just brought them because now they're old enough to eat on their own. And then here's the baby. There was one white one that passed away at the vet, and then the Siamese. But these girls are all hanging on strong.
The Siamese was fine and came in the morning dead. Don't know why. It's really sad because I really like that Siamese cat. It was a wonderful cat. Well, they're all wonderful. But what can I do? You know, I can't bring life to death, right? I can't fix it anymore. So. And I blame myself for the death of the Siamese. You know, that's a Jewish thing in me, right? Is you always feel guilty for whatever happened, and you blame yourself. And I blame myself for days for that. I still maybe blame myself for that, you know. But what am I going to do? I just, you know, they were like my babies, and one of my babies died. So, let me go get a towel, not to wipe. Let me get a towel, not to wipe my tears, but to line up as a liner for the cats.
We have occasionally events here at the rescue. We have vegan treats and coffee. Like a cat cafe that is very popular in Asia. Vegan turkey. We had all these different rooms and people could go in. So it was very cozy, and the cats, they were obsessed. They liked the attention.
Why did I really think that was mine?
It was important for me to make sure that my family was going to be okay. My brother
They're kind of like my babies, except they're not, because they're my siblings, but I basically raised them since they were young. And now that they're all adults, I get to go back to my life and finishing the things that I didn't finish. I need 5 classes to finish my degree, so not a lot to go. I'm going to do that. It's too important to me not to.
You do bottle feeding too?
I do bottle.
Yes? What are you using to feed them?
Usually just KMR.
KMR.
For bottle babies. Yeah. What do you use for that?
I make my own.
How do you make it?
I can give you the formula. Here, I'll show you kittens that they were maybe a day old.
I am a DACA student, deferred action for childhood arrivals. I'm always hesitant to share that. I never know how it's gonna be received or who's gonna be watching. I don't think, it's hard for me to explain what it is to live in constant fear. Not knowing when your entire world and reality is gonna change. It's hard, it's limbo. Like, I can't go back to Mexico. I don't belong there. I belong here. I love this country, but with the country you love and you feel part of constantly telling you you don't belong here, you're not wanted, it's hard not to internalize some of that, and it does get to you. It's like, well, then where the hell do I belong? Like, if not here or there, where? So it's difficult, but I do want to be able to speak to others and hopefully get them to just have them see me as a person and not just like a statistic or like a scapegoat or an unwanted person. So it's hard, but I think it's important to share even though it's difficult. Yes, I introduced my mom to cats. She was very reluctant, and then I introduced her to cats, and now we're just crazy cat people. So pretty. This injunction is now like a decade long, and it's obviously not the only cause, but it's a huge cause of the crisis we're in.
I know that there's some promise soonish, like there's some debate about this citywide cat program.
I think the city is smart to be working to overturn the injunction, number one, but also looking at, it's great to have advocates doing the work. How can we support that?
Hey, we want to make this look remotely fashionable.
If you show support and there are people with signs and t-shirts, and look, here's what it is. When you go to a hearing, based on the rules, you are allowed 2 minutes to speak. So if you bring 200 and 100 of them want to speak, you have 100 times 2. You have 200 minutes of people speaking on your behalf.
A few hours ago, when the shelters closed, animals were killed. Tomorrow, that will happen again.
We can catch and kill, or we can do the humane thing and do TNR.
Outdoor cats can also kill an estimated 2.4 billion birds and 12.3 billion mammals every year. Studies show TNR programs actually result in an increase in homeless and abandoned cats. It is critical this program be revised.
Please. Let's not have any outbursts. Let's let everybody have their time to speak uninterrupted.
We're not going to do a little spay and neuter here and there. It's not going to fix the cat problem. It's huge. We need to hit it hard.
It's not all feral cats. It's
Betty's cat down the street. They got out and hooked up with George's cat down the other street. So
I do not thank the city for losing that injunction in the first place. Their damn lawyers should have won. They took it as a joke and they didn't even care. So for 20 years or something, we've been now sitting here carrying the water for the city. Learn from us. We know how to do it. You don't.
Hi, Jackie Navratil. To me, I think as an animal advocate, not just a cat advocate, we need to bring the spay neuters to any animal that isn't fixed in order to reduce the suffering on our streets and really start to use our shelters as a safety net for animals, not just a disposal facility. That's what TNR is to me, to our group. So let's get this done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak here. I know firsthand that LA has a crisis that needs to be addressed. My life is a testament to my love for all animals, and that includes those that are not represented, and ferals are not represented. Animals deserve better. We need to do better by them. Include the community. It will get involved. It will create empathy. It will hopefully create a world in which people look outside themselves and actually participate to make everything a better place for all.
There's powerful organizations that have funds, time, employees that if they mobilize, we can really start seeing a change. It would actually be an army of people working towards a common goal.
I mean, there's so many impacts of this pandemic, and like not to be, but it does really suck for the cats too.
It feels like we're gonna start off like square one. It feels like all these years of work are gonna be undone in these very few months. But
I mean, with the shelters being closed, it's just there's nowhere for anyone to turn anymore. So it's really tough, yeah.
I'm not taking any new TNR requests and it's killing me. I'm just kind of managing the colonies that I oversee.
Now that I'm home, I have more time for the cat rescue. I usually don't do the TNR that much, but Monica called me, my friend Monica, and she just said, come on, let's do good deeds. Got nothing else to do but catch the virus. So, but we're not going to Fix Nation. They're crazy. They're closed during kitten season.
She didn't want to close down Fix Nation. She just closed it because her employees didn't feel safe.
And then you had the problem of the supplies. A lot of the supplies that we use is what the humans need. And they're running out of supplies. It was heartbreaking to all of a sudden, in the worst time, kitten season, to stop.
The nightmare with the injunction, the timing was just horrible for this because they were getting ready to present this to a judge, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. Obviously, the public support was there. So the shutdown of the court system really, really killed us as well.
One good upside is there's a lot of people willing to foster and adopt. I have kittens, so this is Flower, Bud, Rain, and this is Leaf. Their mom was named Hippie, so they're all hippie kitten names.
So, I lost a kitty recently. Handsome Prince, my last Siamese. So he was like 19 years old and he had kidney failure. It's very sad. I had to put him to sleep because he got so thin and he couldn't stand up anymore. We gave him fluids. See how we have the fluid bags, so it's hanging right. Yep. I love it when they say, should we save them or not? I have that with Bozo. They appreciate you, cats. And when you save their life, they know that you love them. He gets right on my chest every night and kisses like with his face. It's really sweet. He's crazy about me, and I love him too. I'm crazy about him. I love all the cats. It's hard to spread the love that much. There's a lot. to spread, but I do. I manage to do it, and they make me really happy.
I got tested because I was working in a corona testing lab, and I had no reason to think that I had it, but then I started feeling symptoms the next day. And of course, I had the day before my positive test came back, I had trapped 4 cats. I had 4 cats sitting in my garage. At first I was like, shit, what am I gonna do with my cats? Like, so that was stressful, but they got sorted out. And then for a couple of days I started getting like the body aches, which are like, that was by far the worst of it. It was like it was a really strange, not fun feeling. I literally, at the end, I was like, oh my God, I've been in here a month. I truly thought I had been stuck in here for a month, because like, you lose track of time. Tomorrow I'm going out with Esmeralda to a few colonies, resuming trapping. Fixed Nation like just reopened.
I started to get really concerned about how much time was going to go by. I was home working on trying to find supplies and not take them away from where they were needed. We put a lot of protocols in place. We're spraying the cages and cleaning down the tables, and we had paperwork that was already pre-filled.
For the gray-brown ones, which one's which? I see 2 different addresses, that's one.
We have just slowly ramped up, and I'd say next week we're probably back in full swing again. And I'm the oldest person here. To me, it's like, well, if I get it, it'll be the sooner I see Mark, so. When I met my husband, Mark had been raised with cats and he loved kitties. And over the 42 years that Mark and I are together, because he passed away 3 years ago, we had 17 cats. And we don't have children, they are our children. Mark had ALS, he had Lou Gehrig's disease. He was totally paralyzed and on life support, couldn't speak, used an eye-tracking computer like Stephen Hawking. Fortunately, he was very good at writing with his eyes. It wasn't until he could no longer write, and the doctors said he was going to go insane because they call it locked-in syndrome. You're trapped inside your body. You have no way of communicating anymore. And so I had to go to Mark, and he was ready to go, and he picked out his pink shirt that he loved, and we made it it was a very special day with him, and then he was gone. But I didn't quite frankly knew what I was gonna do when he passed away. I didn't know if I was gonna run off to the forest and shut down the clinic, but this is his legacy. We used to say before he got sick, man, look what we've created. Look what we have done. Look at all the kitties we've helped. How wonderful it is to find other people like mine that are willing to step up and work as a team to help all these kitties. And it's really pretty cool, pretty cool.
So for Parthenia, it's pretty much contained. All kittens that we found at the colony are either placed in fosters, have been adopted, or are placed in rescues. We've TNR'd all adults. The colony's stable now. You can see all the cats that were like really scrawny and like struggling health-wise. They're fluffed up, just healthy.
Hola Jesús, ya no lo he visto, ¿cómo ha estado?
Sí, es que llego temprano y cansado y me duermo.
Ah, sí.
Ese también no lo había visto, ¿eh? Cuando viene en la noche, ¿eh?
No, ya no lo había
Porque
visto.
está durmiendo conmigo, está durmiendo. 3 son mis niños,
Sí.
Duermen conmigo, ¿eh?
Ah, qué bueno. ¿Quieres some food? Let's get food. It's a very big undertaking to be able to feed a colony that has that many cats. And I know the tenant being low income, he struggles with feeding them. So I see him ration the food out very cautiously. Even though I try to reassure him that every colony I've ever fixed, I always check up on those colonies, make sure that they have everything they need. I'm always gonna make sure this colony has food, whether it comes out from my own pocket or donations. I want to provide that comfort for others. I know how hard it is to feel safe, how hard it is to trust someone to come through for you, to provide.
Brooklyn. Carry out, Brooklyn. She doesn't understand this dog. They were found on a street. So what am I gonna do? I'll save them, right? I also just improved on my incubator. I put a camera here and did a YouTube live feed so people can watch it. Hold on one quick second, okay? Hello? And this one is 120 grams. This one came at 80. Typically, at 80, I don't know if I can even get them to live. These miracle cats. Imagine like having a baby, like a baby every 6 months. Starting all over, right? Breastfeeding, this, everything, the entire thing. They don't grow up, go to school, go to high school, go to college. I get a new litter. But that's what I do.
So I'm headed to UMass Amherst for college next year. It's in Western Massachusetts. I'm enrolled in the animal science major, which has a pre-vet path. At this point, it's set in that, like, okay, I'm done with high school, like, moving on to a new chapter of my life. Every single place you look, there's mass injustice. So it's like, do I really want to limit myself to only helping animals? I'm at that point where I'm deciding if I want it to be my career or if I want to go into something else where I could do more with other topics of injustice. My grandparents live very close to UMass Amherst. We have a family farm under an hour from the campus, and it's just my dream to have like a little animal sanctuary there. So it will be tempting to kind of start like building up and doing rescues and stuff, but I need to focus on my education first, obviously.
I truly believe the injunction is going to be lifted. The city's fighting very hard. But just because the injunction is in place now doesn't mean we should just ignore this problem, because the kittens are going to continue to keep coming in. We have to solve this ourselves. I want to see the city of Los Angeles blanketed with people looking at their own community and saying, wow, I can bring down the number of animals killed in the shelter by doing this.
The cats are living in the trees. It sounds a little nutty, but we have street cats.
So you pick your neighborhood, you pick your cats, and then you own them, and you keep going. People like to say feral cats or trap, neuter, return, or, you know, a crazy cat person because they're trapping and fixing cats. But I think it's just, we're all just really taking responsibility for our community animals.
You're okay. You shoot and get them up quick, okay? No kittens left behind.
I think anyone who's doing TNR is actually the most sane cat lover ever.
You just feel terrible, like these cats deserve better than that, you know?
I think that's why a lot of people are drawn into animal welfare. Like animals, a lot of us have not had great experiences with other humans or have been at the mercy of other humans, so we empathize with that and we want to help them as much as I think we would have liked someone to have helped us in those times. That's why a Thursday night is here, and most weekend nights are here. It's a lot sometimes, but this is the life I've chosen.
I didn't choose the cat lady life. The cat lady life chose me.
It's chosen me.
So there's some hope. There's nothing that the army of rescuers, fosterers, and TNRs in Los Angeles want more than for the city to make the right decision and overturn the injunction, and soon. But look around in your own community. You may find some ferals of your own. You can make a difference in those cats' lives too. Learn to TNR, foster or adopt, or donate to your local cat rescue group. Become a crazy cat person, because anything that you do will make a difference.
Hiding in the shadows, tucked away from your life, always on the go, trying to save your own life. Il suffit juste de t'aimer, t'enlever loin des bourreaux. Il suffit juste de te protéger. I'll be your home. I'll be your home. I'll take you home. I'll be your home. I'll be your home. I'll take you home. No more cold nights. No more restless dreams. No more cold nights. No more. Ce qu'ils oublient avec leurs yeux pleins de peine. There's no pity or mercy. This is what we've chosen. Il suffit juste de t'aimer, t'enlever loin des bourreaux. Il suffit juste de te protéger. I'll be your home. I'll be your home. I'll take you home. I'll be your suffit